What is up, guys? This is the OG Hoenn Champ here, and today I am bringing you the Week 3 battle in the Showdown United League, where your Phoenix Sunkerns will be taking on Coach Darkmaster and the Wild Moscow Mamoswines. That's what it was. I keep forgetting the name of his team because it's so unique and it's really cool. But anyway, let's just go through his team really quickly. So he brings the Necrozma, which I kind of expected, but something I noticed immediately is he doesn't have the Bronze on, which is fantastic for me. I mean, that thing kind of walled out this team so much. But it makes a little bit of the prep I did on Lucario, like Blaze Kick, a little bit useless. Like most of the fire coverage is pretty much done. I noticed he brings the Snorlax, which was expected, Mega Garchomp. Yeah, the only thing I really didn't expect to see was the Entei, and you can see it's shiny, which means it's probably the Sacred Fire set with Adamant, which means it does not have max speed at 317, which is probably something worth mentioning. So without further ado, let's get right into the battle. He leads with Entei, I actually with Kira. I don't know what I was thinking here. I was thinking maybe he would lead with the Garchomp and try to get up rocks, and then I'd just be able to Ice Beam him. But he leads with the Entei, and I don't want to stay in there, so he goes straight for the Sacred Fire here. Vaporeon just eats that up, though, all day, and unfortunately I get burned, but that's not a huge deal because burn damage is nerfed now, so better be burned than toxic. That's definitely a plus. He actually switches here into Snorlax, and I kind of thought that was going to happen. That or the Tapu Fini, so I didn't want to go for Toxic. Instead, I go into Venusaur. More in preparation for the Tapu Fini because I do a lot of damage to that thing. So here I go for the Leech Seed to get that continual damage off and a lot of recovery. He goes straight for the Curse, which shows me clearly he's the Curse Rest, probably Sleep Talk, and Return set, seeing as I don't have any Ghost types on my team, so I can't counter it really that well. So here, I think he's going to go for another Curse because a Return still isn't going to do that much to Lucario. To Venusaur. So I switch into Lucario, and my plan here is to get the Choice Banded Close Combat off. And it was a roll here as to whether I'd kill on the first try or not, but the odds were in my favor to kill him, and I do, which is fantastic. I mean, and there's a reason. Even if he lived, though, I would have killed him next turn, but this ends up working out really well for me. So next he switches into Necrozma. I switch into Kieran Black, expecting the Psychic move, and hopefully I'd just be able to kill him next turn. But he has Iron Defense, and as you'll see in a second, I go for the Brutal Swing. He has Rocky Helmet on this thing too, so this was like his anti-Venusaur, anti-Kyurem set, or anti-physical Kyurem set anyway. And I am not going to be able to do anything to this thing. Brutal Swing is not doing nearly as much as I needed to. He's just going to go for the Charge Beam now. So he has something to hit everything on my team pretty much. And I go for the Brutal Swing. Rocky Helmet's going to take me out, and he goes for the Moonlight to get a lot of his HP back. This is bad. He has something super effective on Venusaur, Celesteela, and Vaporeon, which are my only special attackers now because physical attacks aren't going to do anything. So here I go into Vaporeon. He misses the Charge Beam, and I actually got a Roar off. I would have lived the Charge Beam anyway, even at +1, but I got the Roar off. He gets the Entei swap, which is so unlucky for him, and I feel really bad. But that's just how the game works. So he switched out and goes into Galvantula. I think I just went for the Toxic here, because I figured if he didn't bring in Tapu Fini last time, he won't bring it in this time. So I get the Toxic off on Galvantula. I get the feeling he's either going to go for Sticky Web, probably Sticky Web here, or Giga Drain. So I actually end up switching into my Venusaur just to be safe. He actually does go for the Sticky Web, which is fine. I am totally okay with that. And here I think I just end up going for the Sludge Bomb to do a ton of damage. Now, I think this is a misplay here. He switches directly into Necrozma instead of switching it into I don't know, as a Revenge Killer. But I get the Leech Seed up, sorry. It was Leech Seed, now it's Sludge Bomb. And he goes for the Charge Beam to try to boost his special attack, which he does, but I counted and a Psyshock still does not kill me from this range. And here he kind of has to go for Moonlight or he'll lose on the next turn. And I get the lucky poison. So I got pretty lucky going up against this Necrozma, but now he's taking Leech Seed and 13% from poison. Or 12% for poison, sorry. So he needs to make a choice here. He needs to attack or keep going for Moonlight. But he decides to go for the attack here, knowing he's going to die the next turn. Luckily, Leech Seed happens before poison, so I'm able to get a little bit of health back. And his Necrozma dies, which is probably the biggest threat to my team in this case, in this scenario. Next comes in Entei. I get the feeling he's going to go for the fire move, but I want to switch into Vaporeon here, because Vaporeon takes any hit from this thing. I think he ends up going for the Sacred Fire. Yep, he still goes for Sacred Fire. And I, again, eat that up like no one's business. Here, I think I go for the Wish. He switches out right into his Galvantula. And I don't know what I was thinking here. I kind of thought he would go for Webs again because I forgot Webs were up already. But I think what he does is go for the Thunder. I don't really remember. What did he go for here? Oh yeah, he actually goes for the Giga Drain, which is really smart, considering that my two main walls, well, it hit two of my main, like, 3 heavy hitting Pokemon really hard. So I actually get the Rapid Spin off here. Oh, I get the knockoff, sorry. I get the knockoff on that thing. It dies to poison now, and that way I don't have to worry about it. So next in, I'm surprised he actually went into Entei here because he has a Tapu Fini right there. So I just take this opportunity to get rid of the Webs now because having a slower team is really going to suck. I think I can still handle it though, even with the slower team. But I do not want that Garchomp to outspeed me when it's Mega Evolved. Oh, okay. Hopefully that didn't cut out. So I just went for the Stealth Rocks. I actually lived the Sacred Fire here, which is crazy, but then I just died next turn, so it doesn't even matter. I'm thinking this thing is... Oh, I know this thing isn't banded or scarfed now, so that's really good information to have. And that's why I asked him what item it was. Turns out after a battle he told me it was Shucca Berry. And then I told him I only have one ground type move, which was on Earthquake on Celesteela, so that was really funny. But yeah, here I just go for Wish on Vaporeon. He switches into Tapu Fini. I actually decide to go into Venusaur here, I believe. Get a ton of health back. He can't do anything to me because he can't status me. So he actually goes for the Defog instead, so his Entei is not taking any more entry damage. I get the Wish boost, which is really nice. And here I just go for the Sludge. No, I go for the Giga Drain here, I think. Let's see. Oh, he went for the Leech Seed. Never mind. He goes for the Scald, trying to see what damage he can get off on me. I think here I go for the Giga Drain, because I don't think he's going to bring Entei in. He'll probably bring the Garchomp. And he does indeed bring the Garchomp, so... I did go for Sludge Bomb, never mind. I probably should have gone for Giga Drain, because his Entei switch was not very likely. Even though Entei does really well against the rest of my team, and he needs to preserve that. He goes for the Sword Stance with Garchomp. I go for the Leech Seed to get the continual damage off on him. Now here I go for the Synthesis, knowing that he's going to probably attack me to 70%. If this thing had Outrage, I think I just lost the game right here. So here, I actually predicted him to go for another Sword Stance, so I actually attacked him with Giga Drain. He does not, in fact, go for the Sword Stance. He goes for the Dragon Claw again, and he takes another round of Leech Seed damage. I should have gone for another Synthesis. It was the safer play. But here I switch into Celesteela. It's pretty much the most useless member of my team right now, and it's basically just to sack off right now, maybe get a little bit of Leech Seed, which he can now. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he doesn't have any moves to hit Celesteela, but this is Dark. He's a pretty good prepper. He has Fire Fang on Garchomp. Swords Dance, Fire Fang. I'd probably say Dragon Claw and Earthquake are his other 2 moves. But here, Lucario actually outspeeds him, and indeed this is the banded set, so I just went for close combat here. I want to do as much damage as possible to this Tapu Fini. But Tapu Fini is an easy switch into Venusaur at any point this time, because even if he has Ice Beam, he can't do anything to me, which is fantastic. I have the freedom just to go for a Synthesis here. He actually does go into Entei, but again, I count this. It's not choice banded, which means it can't do anything to me. And he can't burn me with Sacred Fire because Misty Terrain is up. So I just go for the Synthesis. I take 30% damage from this Shuca Berry Entei, and I think I did mention that Shuca Berry halves the damage done by a super effective ground attack. I just go straight into Vaporeon. I go for the Scald. Now, here I kind of thought he would go into Tapu Fini, but he actually did not. He just went for the Stone Edge, praying for the crit. He does not get the crit. I just went for the Wish. Okay. I went for the Scald next, but I don't know why he stayed in. He could have killed me very easily with Stone Edge. Never mind. I switch out to Lucario, expecting to take a hit from that Entei. Probably not a Sacred Fire though. And here, close combat just takes out the Garchomp. And now I'm very glad I kept Lucario around. Choice Band Lucario actually takes out an Entei. And I knew it wasn't max speed because it had to be run Adamant. And this is max speed Lucario. So definitely took it out there. So I just planned on sacking Lucario here. So I went for close combat to get more damage off. And he goes for the Scald kill. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little bit tired. I live on 1%. I don't even feel like I deserve this amount of luck, but you know what? It happens, so I'll take it. So here I decided to actually save Differential now. Get a little bit of health back on Vaporeon now. And after this, honestly, Venusaur just cleans up, so I'm just gonna skip through this a little bit. He has Moonblast on this thing too. Venusaur comes in, and I just basically go for a Leech Seed and here, I'll show the last move. A Leech Seed and a Sludge Bomb. Oh wait, no, I was going to go for a Sludge Bomb, but did you just forfeit, or no? I think Sludge Bomb just killed. No, I went for Sludge Bomb. It does 30-something%, high 30s, because of the special attack drop. Otherwise, I would have just killed him, and I probably should have just done that from the beginning. And Leech Seed plus Poison does indeed kill him. And so that's it. Your Sunkern are now... let's actually look this up really quick. So yeah, we see a 3-0 victory over Dark Master. And your Sunkerns are now 3-0. Undefeated record so far, and I think it's only matched by Simple Salamence and Hyper TM, who I actually face next week, so we'll have to see who remains undefeated. +7 differential, which is really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below and comment what you thought. I think I got pretty lucky. Dark Master was not an easy opponent to face or prep for. That Necrozma was especially scary. But anyway, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.